See why America's fucked is the question. Great, you guys are here. This is what I do all day, every day. Do you see why the country's fucked?
Do you see that we're going through a crisis?
I see about 30 agents not doing a motherfucking thing except riding up and down this block, telling everyone to be in fear, and then asking me what I'm doing on private property. That's a problem. Let's take all this manpower and go fight the fire, instead of doing investigations on complaints when there's no unlawful activity going on.
All you gotta say is I'll shoot him off property.
I already told her.
You didn't tell me? She's off duty.
So you know what I'm talking about. Because she just came and talked to you and you think I'm a dumbass.
Did I say that? Did any of those?
It's implied.
How?
Because you know that I know she just came over. Do you ever just...
It's my job.
It's your job to mind everyone else's business. Right. And that's our problem. We still don't know as Americans, with everything else going on, the idea of minding our own fucking business as men. So I didn't ask for her services. I didn't ask her to pull up on private property and start questioning me like we're in Nazi Germany. Right?
I respect that. I got you.
You get it, bro. If you're a sheriff, you are me. I am you.
I'm with you.
We're here for rights, freedom, principles, and spiritual faith.
I'm with you 100%.
We're not here to do investigations on complaints. So next time, tell them, go complain to their wife and their husband.
We have to.
You don't have to. It's officer discretion.
No, it's not.
Everyone has discretion as men and women.
It's in our policy, though, that we have to at least go out and do an investigation. Now, it's not our policy. We have to make arrests. We have to do all that stuff like you're
right.
implying.
Policy's the overthrow of the law of the land, just so you know. It's like fascism.
At least come over here.
You don't have to.
But nothing is unlawful what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I could argue it as.
To come over
it's
here
not
and say,
because I'm not going to claim any loss, injury, or harm. I'd rather talk to you as a man and us create an understanding, since I'm going to be here going forward, than to go, oh man, you're on my property, you're causing loss, injury, and harm. No, bro, we're Americans first and foremost. We're men first, first and
I'm
foremost.
with you 100%. I'm with you 100%.
So yeah, I mean, that's all it's about, bro. Like, it's not personal to you. We all know where we're at this point on this land and where it's going, right? And we know what for body politic and for statute, policy, and code and corporate procedure, rather than common law, common sense, common conversation, So that's all I'm here to represent, just as you're here to represent whatever it is you believe.
Cool. Are you shooting in the same direction?
Absolutely. That's just what I told her. I have common sense. I'm not out here causing problems. I get that you guys got other shit to deal with, right? I'm shooting into the back of a fucking mountainside. I don't even kill animals, bro. I don't even eat meat, So, it's important to me, right? It's important to me because I realize, like, what makes this country great. And seemingly over the last 4 years, with the C-19 and all that, right? They give us issues on the YouTube for talking about that shit. So, yeah, man.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, you get what
I was like,
yeah, so with the last 4 years and everything else, it's kind of become apparent to me and a lot of folks who I have as an audience that we had something great and we're losing it because of this idea of policy, code, safety, right? And just the implication that agents and agency have rights, more rights and abilities than the men and women they serve, right? Like in a lot of these cities and suburbs, you'll see, cops carrying guns, pretty much doing whatever they want to do. And then the average person can't even have a gun. Where I'm from, New York, originally, right? So we can't even have guns without being criminalized. But you got agents and agencies running around, oftentimes causing loss, injury, and harm, taking people's rights, and they don't get it. That it's going to be their undoing, right? It's going to be the undoing of them, and their family and this land. So that's just kind of why I am the way I am, right? It wasn't
I'm
personal.
With you 100%. I get it. But the reason why I want to come over here is because, dude, anywhere we go, if someone calls and complains, we have to go do our job. It's my job to be nosy. It is. I mean, I'm with you 100% on not having anything and going on people's property off for the hearsay or stuff like that. I'm with you 100% with that. You were out here, I just want to have a conversation with you, make sure it was safe. That's it. Nothing. Did I ask for your ID? Did I ask for anything?
No. But I'm saying we need to even go to the next level, man. Like, when these citizens call and complain, they need to be able to establish loss, injury, or harm, or a potential of a direct threat. If they don't have that, then just the interaction, just generating an interaction. It's not that I want to talk to you as a man.
Can you say those things you're saying, the three things that you're saying?
If they can't establish loss, injury, and harm, or the potential for a direct threat, that means they got to go, we were out here and all of a sudden a bullet came whizzing over our head, almost killed the baby.
So my argument with that one would be, is the fourth one can be implied, or it could be interpreted any freaking way. Like, you may think what you're doing is not dangerous or in any great bodily harm, threat, or anything like that, right? old dude across the street could think, man, that's really dangerous what he's doing over here.
Right.
But we get called over here, like today,
right.
because we didn't know what was going on. So we ask you shooting? Yeah, it's my own freaking property. I do whatever I want. 100%. I'm with you. Are you doing it safely? Yes. Cool. Have a great day. That's it.
Right.
So,
I mean, I get what you're saying.
But when we walk up and you're like, what do you want? And then it makes our attentions go high. And you know what I mean? So if
I wasn't cursing. I'm just saying.
Well, no, you weren't cursing at all. I apologize.
Yeah.
But you were like aggressive. You know what I mean? And I get where you're coming from. You want to be aggressive. Like, I know my crap. You do know your crap.
Let me give it to you like this, bro. I have more, if I'm going to say I have a beef at all, I have more of a beef with the average United States citizen slave at this point, who every time at the drop of a hat, they want to call some mommy and daddy to come make sure that they're safe at the risk of everybody's rights and personal choice.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I have more of an issue with them, whoever called, that they can't just either take a ride by, come over and talk to me like common men, have common conversation. Why they got to call daddy out to come do their responsibilities? They're my neighbors at this point.
I hear you.
You see why our communities are fucked?
And I'm with you. Everything you just said, I'm in agreement with. But then you don't be mean to us. Like, just like,
no. I'm just making sure that you guys understand, as Americans and men first and foremost, that the average public has issues with personal accountability, responsibility.
100%.
And they keep giving their damn money to agent and agencies so they can call to show up and make contact with their fellow man, instead of them just cutting the middleman out and doing it themselves.
I agree. But we are here for that reason. And I will say, the reason why I picked this agency that I work for is because this agency is amazing. Like, he holds the Constitution, the sheriff holds the Constitution.
Right.
This community is very constitutionally sound. That's why I picked this community over anywhere else when I moved here from Texas, because I love this community. I love how tight-knit we are and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to come over here and talk to you, just you and I, after everyone left and there's not all those emotions, because I don't like that stuff, man. Like, I don't like...
And you obviously understand...
Because she thinks that she's pissed, that you're pissed off at. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's
everyone
in the canyon thinks that
we have to
that you're now mad, and so...
No. My thing is, we all have to come to an apprehension at some point here quickly, I believe, historically, that just somebody feeling unsafe is not enough to generate an interaction with armed men in uniforms. That is literally the undoing of this land and every common law land at this time and in history, right? So, like, it's not personal.
No,
it's just that, and I get what you're saying, that, like, it's the best of a bad lot, right? Because does anyone really want to see armed men in uniforms up and down their area where they live? You know, nobody. Like, we've got to a point where culturally it makes you feel less safe to see armed men in uniforms, and that's a shame.
Because people come up to this community to get away from
the
federal government. And
that's what we're doing here, right?
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. But
I want as least amount of interactions and impediments and interferences to my freedom and personal choice and enjoying the land and what God gave me. Anyone can respect that and understand that.
100%.
And I prefer it to go back to a time when, if it ever was, when we see a sheriff, we feel safer. When we see a sheriff, we feel like that motherfucker's got my best interest in mind. That time is not now. Let's be honest about it.
Let me ask
Typically,
you this, right? When she came over here, she was probably pretty hot, and you probably met her with the hotness, like mad, right?
You know when they get afraid? You know when they get afraid and put on guard? I don't mean to interrupt you. It's when you don't comply and cooperate implicitly.
Yeah,
right.
But I found it in myself personally. This is a personal thing.
Yeah.
I allow people to be angry. Like, you were a little upset when I first got. I allow you to be angry, and I cool off. And I try to stay my level, even if someone's mad and irate. I try to keep my level. You do a good job. You're very authoritative, and you know your stuff, and it can get intimidating to people. I'm not trying to tell you to be more sensitive and be kind to more people. But
I get this a lot.
I'm trying to help. Where I'm the same, man. I get irritated with people that are like scared all the time. You know what I mean? Like, not scared. Other words I want to use, but they call us because, you know what I mean. But if you would just talk to them, hey, I apologize. This is what I'm doing. Not even apologize. This is what I'm doing. I'm on my property.
Yeah, I pretty much did that. You didn't see the interaction, and I'm not going to say that I was an angel, and I'm not going to demonize her. The reality of it is agents from all walks of life at this point are used to everyone complying and cooperating. So when I don't answer her questions outright, and I go, what makes you think I have to answer your question? And what makes you so free to pull up on private property? she's like, whoa, we got a live one here, right? Yeah, you got a player here. You got a man, you know, not just an authentic corporate beta male. I'm going to keep it all the way real, and we're going to be accountable one way or the other, right? But again, it's the presumption of guilt. It's the expectation of performance, right? It's the lack of regard for other people's property and their feelings of safety, right? Like, you don't know if I've been beaten or tased or whatever I've been through in my life by corrupt folks. Maybe I feel really unsafe when folks ride up and pull up behind the car with lights going and go, what are you doing? Where's your gun? I start thinking, we're in Nazi Germany and I'm gonna be hauled off. Whether that's paranoia or a little bit like sensationalized or not, right? That shit makes me feel unsafe. She's got no reason to feel unsafe and intimidated. She's got all you strapping gentlemen riding along with her, right? No, it's just little old me and her. So you get it, bro. I know you get it.
I'm with you. But at the end of the day, we're just all here as a community trying to freaking help each other out. And I just want to come over here and make amends with you because I felt we were a little hot. I don't want to be hot.
No. Once you have the conversation with me, right, she came at it a certain way. This is why, and we could get misogynistic, right? It's great content. I don't necessarily believe women should be in these types of positions. I don't necessarily believe males should be in these types of positions who can't de-escalate and to ascertain what it is going on and go outside the box, right? This job that you guys have, it takes a certain kind of person. You got to really have a servant's heart. You got to really care about what's true and what's right. And you got to have an indwelling understanding of common law and common interaction. Most people don't have that, and they don't care to have it, right? So I could just tell by looking in your eyes right over there before, you know, the eyes are the windows to the soul, man. Some folks still care. They still have a soul. They still want to have some connection with their fellow man.
That's why I do this job. This is the exact reason why I do this job, so I can meet interesting people like yourself, knowledgeable people. Dude, this is why I do this job. That's why I do it.
And this is why I do what I do on the other side, because we all have a common bond and a common loyalty to whatever this land is and the actual law, right? The philosophy and the conscience, you know, to do as much as possible what's true and what's right. So, you know, folks like you give me a restored faith in humanity and what we're doing here, right? So that's the back and forth, you know, process.
And you, same to you, man, because you're knowledgeable. You're actually a citizen that's actually knowledgeable on this stuff, and it's refreshing to be able to talk to someone that is knowledgeable. And just be safe. That's all I ask.
I appreciate you, brother. What's your name again?
Garrett. Winsett.
Paul.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bud.